Hello friends, welcome back to the Python programming session. In the earlier session, we had started with a new topic that is Tkinter and we had seen the overview of Tkinter. In this session, let's see the geometry managers available in Tkinter. So why do we need the geometry managers in Tkinter? Suppose we have some widgets and we place it in the main window. Then we have to give the position where the widget needs to be placed. So for this, the geometry manager comes in handy. It helps us to it provides three methods through which we can place the widget on the screen. So the three methods available in the geometry manager of Tkinter are pack, grid and place. So using these three methods, we can place the widgets at any particular position on the main window. So in this session, let's see how the pack method works in Tkinter. So firstly, let's move on to the pack method. Grid and place, let's see in the consecutive sessions. So how does the pack method places the widgets? The pack method places widgets relative to the earlier placed widget. We place one particular widget and when we want to place another widget, it will be placed relative to the earlierly placed widget. So it packs all the widgets one after the other in the main window. And the syntax for the pack method is widget, whatever widget we are using. It can be a button widget, a frame widget, label. There are around 19 widgets. We can use any of the widgets and then dot pack. So pack is the method available in the geometry manager. And by default, it is having fill equal to none, side equal to top, and expand equal to false. So these are the default values. The default value for fill is none, the default value of side is top, and the default value for expand is false. Fill can have, by default it is none, but it can have X which represents the horizontal position, Y the vertical position, both means horizontal and vertical. By default side is top, but we can specify left, right or bottom. By default expand is false and we can make it as true even. Then there are internal padding parameters which are ipad x and ipad y, and external padding parameters, that is pad x and pad y. So now let's look into one of the some code examples. So the first code example is as follows. So from Tkinter import star. So I'm importing the Tkinter module. Then I'm creating my main window, which is window equal to tk and then empty parenthesis. Then I'm creating my button widget, which is having the text equal to left. And now with the help of pack method, I'm saying side equal to left. So we earlier saw that for pack, we have the side parameter. By default, it is top. But if we want left, right, bottom, then we have to specify left, right or bottom. So here I'm giving my side equal to left. So button 1 is placed to the left. Then I'm having another button called button 2, which is having text equal to top. So the text on the button is top. And where is it placed? Side equal to top. So it is placed at the top of the main screen. Then I'm having button 3, which is placed to the right because side is equal to right. Then I'm having button 4, which is placed to the bottom because I specified side equal to bottom. So now when I run this particular code, so I get the following output. So left is the first button, so it is placed to the left. and top is the second button which is placed to the top. So text is equal to top. So it is top button is placed at the top. Then we have the right button placed to the right, and then the bottom button placed to the bottom. So in whichever position we want to keep the widgets, place the widgets, we can specify that particular side in the side parameter of the pack method. So in the pack method, we have a parameter called side which decides whether it should be placed to the left or top or right or bottom. So based on these parameters on the screen, the widget gets placed. So top, left, bottom, right. So with the help of side parameter, we have placed our widgets. Now let's see with the help of a frame. So let's see with the help of a frame. So from Tkinter import all, then I'm having my main window, that is win equal to tk empty parenthesis. Then I'm having my frame 1, that is a frame widget which is having width equal to 100, height equal to 100, and background BG represents background color equal to red. Then I'm placing my frame with the help of the pack method. Here I'm not specified any parameters, so it will consider the default parameters, that is side equal to top, because we had earlier seen the default parameters for side is top, for fill is none, expand is false. So it will consider these default parameters. And frame 2 also will be placed to the top. How does it place frame 2? It is relative in position to frame 1. First frame 1 gets positioned at the top, and beneath that frame 2 gets positioned or placed. Now when I run this particular code, I get the following output. This is my frame 1 which is having a background color as red. Then I am having frame 2 which is the background color is green. So since we have not specified any pack parameters, it is positioned on the top. This is the top position, and frame 2 will be positioned at the top but relative to the frame 1 position. So this is how it gets placed on the main screen. Now let's move on to the third code, wherein I'm importing Tkinter, then win equal to tk empty parenthesis. Then I'm having two frames, frame 1 and frame 2. In the first frame, the side parameter is not specified, so it will take the default side, that is the top. And here fill I have given it as both, so it is horizontal, it will fill horizontally and vertically. Similarly, I'm having frame 2 fill equal to both, so even this gets filled both horizontally and vertically. Now when I run this particular code, in the earlier code we had got only 100 width and 100 height frame. But now since in this particular code I given fill equal to both, it gets filled both horizontally and vertically. Similarly, the green frame also gets filled horizontally and vertically. Now let me modify my code a bit and let me say expand equal to true. Expand equal to true. So when I give expand equal to true, it will occupy the space which is present in the main window. The extra space gets occupied. So frame 2 will now occupy the extra space because I've specified expand equal to true. So it gets expanded. Now when I run the code, sorry, let me close this. Let me run it once again. So my green frame has expanded to the extra space present in the main window. So when I give expand equal to true, whatever extra space is there in the main window, it will fill even that particular area. So friends, what we saw earlier was when I gave pack equal to empty, then it one second. When I gave pack equal to no parameters, it took the default parameters and we got the screen as shown below. So we got two frames, one red, green, which was 100 width and 100 width and 100 height. So this was the first code example. Nextly, when we went to this particular code, pack 3. So here I gave fill equal to both. So it filled horizontally. So it filled horizontally. So now when I ran the code, I got the two frames not with width 100 and height 100, but it filled it horizontally in for both the frames. So for red and the green, since I gave fill equal to both, it filled both horizontally and vertically. Now in the third scenario, I gave expand equal to true. So it occupied the extra space. So let me close this, run this again. So in this case, it occupied the extra space provided in present in the main window. So friends, hope so it is you are able to understand. When we give we don't give any parameters, by default it will take width 100, height 100. But when I give fill equal to both, it will fill it both vertically and horizontally. And when I give expand equal to true, it will take the extra space present in the main window. So this was fill, side and expand. Now let me say my side equal to left. In the same code, let me say my side equal to left. And run the code. Then we see our side has been positioned to the left. So till now it was like this to the top. Since I have specified the side as left, the widget has been placed to the left and the second green widget also is placed to the left and it has occupied the entire space available since we are given expand equal to true. So if it is top, it will occupy this particular position. If it is left, it will occupy this particular position. So after covering this, let's move on to the internal padding and external padding. So I'm having a button 1 which is having internal padding, that is iPad X and iPad Y. iPad X and iPad Y are internal padding. So first let's understand internal padding. Let me comment out the beneath code. So now when I run this particular code, Now when I run this particular code, I get my button widget. So before this, let me show you the size of the button. So let me not say iPad X, iPad Y. Let me just say pack and run the code. So when I say pack and run the code, this is the size of my button, the original size of my button. Now let us add padding to this particular button. So let me say iPad X equal to 50, comma iPad Y equal to 50. Now when I run the code, my button has been expanded. It has been padded. So 50 pixels vertically, 50 pixels horizontally has been padded, and it is internal. Within the button, we have got some extra padding space. So the button has been padded internally. Now let me show you how external padding works in the pack method in Tkinter. So we have button 2, and here I had given iPad X, iPad Y. Now I have specified pad X and pad Y, which is 100, and pad Y is also 100. So now let's see where the button 2 gets placed. So now when I run this particular code, see button 2, this is the original size. Pad X, pad Y means external padding. So externally 100 pixels has been given to the Y axis and 100 pixels to the X axis, and then the button has been placed. So it is in external padding, and this is internal padding. So if we want to increase the size of the button, then we have to say iPad X, iPad Y, that is the internal padding. If we want to externally give some space between buttons, then we can use pad X and then pad Y. So this is how the pack method works in Tkinter. So hope so friends, it is clear for you. And when do we use the pack method in GUI applications? This geometry manager is suitable for the following: for placing widgets in the top-down layout. So from top to bottom, if we want to place the widgets, then you can go in for the pack method. And if we want to place the widgets side by side, then also we can go for the pack method in the geometry manager. So friends, today we saw in Geometry Manager, with the help of Geometry Manager, we can place the widget at the desired position on the main window. And the three methods available are pack, grid, and place. And in this session, we saw the pack method. And in the pack method, we saw three parameters, that is fill, side, expand, and the padding parameters, that is iPad X, iPad Y, pad X and pad Y. Fill by default is none. We can specify X, Y or both. Side by default is top. We can specify left, right or bottom. Expand is by default false. We can make it true even. Then we saw some of the code examples as to how pack method works in the geometry manager. So hope so friends, it is clear for you. If you have any doubts, please do reach to me out in the comment section. If you like my video, click on the like button and please do subscribe to get notifications of my new videos. Till then, see you. Bye bye.